Okay, so in this next series of videos, I'm actually going to show you quite a few steps all at once. And so I'm going to go in and say create document, and I'm going to call this one round peg 1.0. I've already done this in a previous video and then somehow it did not get recorded. So I'm going to start from here. I'm going to create a sketch in the top plane, and I want it to be a center point circle, so I'm all set there. And I'm going to click on the center point, click and type 1, enter, and so I am 1 inch. From there, I'm going to finish that sketch, and I'm going to extrude that circle 3 inches. 3, enter, and then finish the extrusion. And so I've created the round peg. Now, at one point, you're asked to change the colors. Basically, is all I've been able to figure out how to do. And so if I right click on this, down at the bottom, second from the bottom, it says Edit Appearance for Part 1, and it gives me a bunch of different colors. And let's see, in the picture, the round peg is red. And so I made it red. In past software, I could have changed the materials this was made out of, but so far I haven't figured out how to do that. So I'm just going to click the red check mark, and I've got a red round peg. From there, I go back to Onshape and I create a new document. This time it's going to be the square peg 1.0. And I come in here and I make a sketch in this top plane. I hit sketch and I click right. Oops, I don't want front. It won't matter, but delete, Control Z. I want it to be on the top. There we go. And then I would like it to be a center point rectangle. It doesn't have to be, but I'm going to go right here. And then I'm going to click on the top view so that I hopefully don't get so nauseous. I'm going to dimension this thing to be 1 inch. Whereas with the circle, I could just type 1. For a rectangle or a square in this case, I need to put the 1 on 2 of the sides because the opposite sides are parallel. You'll learn this in geometry later on. That's all I need for that to be true. I'm going to finish that sketch and then I'm going to extrude it 3 inches. Oops, I wanted to extrude 3. Check mark. And I know it doesn't look like much, but if I rotate it, here I go. This one I'm going to make black, so I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to edit appearance for part 1, and I'm going to turn it black, which kind of cuts down on the 3D effect, but it'll be good for later on. Now this saves automatically, so I don't have to go anywhere from here. Now the next part is going to get kind of tricky. There's lots of different ways to do this, and so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say create. What did I name this one? It's not on my list. Create a document, and I'm going to call it Pegboard Top. And let's go with a 1.0 because I probably have this one already created somewhere too. And so from here, once again, I'm going to create a sketch right here. I can just right click on it and hit new sketch instead of clicking the sketch thing. I'd like it to be a rectangle, so I'm going to click on the rectangle tool. This time I'm going to dimension this top part to be 5 3/4 or 5.75. Enter. I'm going to click on this side and I'm going to make this one 3 inches. And so there's a couple ways I could do this. I could draw the circle and the square in this and then extrude the outside, or I could extrude it and then cut the holes. And so I'm going to try it both ways real quick to show you the difference. I'm going to go to top view. Let's try that circle first. So luckily, because I put this center point here, I can actually create a circle right here. I want it to be 1 inch, so I type 1, enter. Because I put it on the center line, it's automatically centered from top to bottom. But I have to dimension it, so I'm going to hit D for dimension. From here to the center point, I'm wanting it to be equally spaced. Now it was 5 3/4 inches, and so I've got a circle that's 1 inch, I've got a square that's 1 inch. That leaves me 3.75 between the spaces. So I want this one to be 1.25 inches, 1 1/4 inch. I'm going to come over and I'm going to try a rectangle, also connected to this center line. And I'm going to dimension that. So D for that is going to be 1 in either one of these sides, top or bottom. I want that to be 1. And I'm going to dimension the center, not the center. I did that wrong already. I want from the center, I want from this edge to this edge to be 1.25, which means that this one, because I put it into the center of the circle, should have been 1.75 because the circle is 1 inch diameter. So that gives me 1.25 inches here. If I had gone from the edge to there, it would have been 1.25, and I should be able to show that. If I dimension that to that, see, it's 1.25, but it's going to be grayed out because I've already said that one. But 1.25, and then in between them is 1.25. So we're all set. Now at this point, I could then finish my sketch and extrude this part, but not a full inch. I just want it to be 3/4 inch, 0.75, and finish. And here's my pegboard top. If I wanted to go in and edit that, in the original, it's yellow. So edit appearance, and I make it, I was hoping for a brighter yellow, but I'll make it that color yellow. Maybe that color yellow. And then I hit the green check to finish it off. And so there's my pegboard top. Okay. The other way I could have done that is, let's get rid of this extrusion. Just delete it. Who cares? Sketch. I'm going to get rid of, come on. Let's click top. Here we go. I'm going to go Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Oops. Oh, well, who cares? I could have come in here and I could have done sketch right here. I could have done a rectangle. I'm going to go from that center point out. I'm going to dimension this to be 5.75. I'm going to dimension this to be 3. I could have then finished that sketch. I could have done extrude this 3/4 inch or 0.75. Finish that, and then so now I've got this big old thingy here. I could have done a right click on that. Come on, top. I could have right clicked here and hit new sketch, and I would have drawn the circle from the center point 1 inch, and now I know to go dimension from here to the edge of the circle to be 1.25. Enter. I would have then gone to a rectangle, again center point, dimension that. So I typed the letter D, 1, enter, 1, enter, and then from this edge to the edge there, 1.25, enter, and then I'm all set. And so now I'm going to finish that sketch, and I'm going to go to extrude this part, but I want to remove it. I want to remove that. Okay, and then when I hit the green check, boom, those are gone. And so that's another way I could have done it. Okay, so you got to pick one of those ways and go with it. And I will see you in the next video.